Hey y'all, this is Cole Goodwin. You're tuning in to Music Row with Leake.
Welcome to Music Row, a backstage pass to your favorite country artists. Here's your host.
Welcome back to another episode of Music Row. My name is Leake, and Cole Goodwin, a rising country artist out of small town Georgia, like South Georgia. Tiny spot, Pooler, Georgia. He's got this throwback sound. Seems to me like he's super level-headed, which always freaks me out around artists. I mean, I know a lot of them are, but if you're around artists as much as I am, you'll probably understand exactly what it is that I'm talking about. He's signed to Big Machine Records. He's got an EP soon enough. He's got music that is trending out there. Girlfriend's Got a Boyfriend being one. We'll find out all kinds of stuff with Cole Goodwin, as he is this episode's guest on Music Row.
Wherever there's a heartbeat and a stage, there's an artist set to perform. This is Music Row on Tour.
Brought to you by the Pecan Agency, connecting fans with bands worldwide. You can catch Lainey Wilson playing Orlando, Florida on November 8th, Vegas, December 6th, and Nashville, Tennessee at the Opry on December 10th. And Gavin Adcock hits Charlotte, North Carolina on the 13th of November and Vegas on December 11th. Coming up, Cole Goodwin on the Music Row podcast.
Hi, my name is Kim Stockwood. I am a proud Newfoundlander and a Canadian singer-songwriter. In a landscape where many lack access to health benefits or employee assistance programs, the Unison Fund serves as a lifeline of hope for musicians and music industry professionals facing medical emergencies or mental health challenges. To learn more about Unison and their programs, please visit unisonfund.ca.
Hey y'all, this is Cole Goodwin. You're tuning in to Music Row with Leake.
Cole Goodwin out of, is it northern Georgia, or is it
Southeast? About as far southeast as you can get. Well, not as you can get, but southeast.
Does it get real refinery in that area? Or is that more a west thing?
What do you mean?
Like the shipping with the oil and
No, we've got a massive port in Savannah. I'm in Savannah, or right outside of Savannah.
Okay,
so we've got a massive port in Savannah, big shipping channel.
It's one of the biggest ones, I think, in the U.S.
Maybe, not positive. Actually, maybe I have heard that. I know I've got a ton of friends and family friends that work out there at the ports.
Right,
Georgia
just
Ports
smuggling
Authority.
drugs.
Yeah. For all I know.
Tell me about the musical experience. What got you, do you think, to this space today? Like, because there's got to be a turning point for a young guy who's growing up in southern Georgia that says, "This is my route." I know one guy who had a route to get into music when he was in high school, and he went straight to drugs. But
I have not done that.
He's very good guitarist, but I'm just saying it's a rare thing because most people pull back and go, "There's no security in this."
Yeah, I've always been obsessed with music and I've always loved it. And then when I started dabbling and playing it and got addicted to, I didn't get addicted to drugs, but I sure got addicted to learning guitar and learning how to write songs and stuff. And whenever that happened, I started doing it in college. And believe it or not, of all the majors that they offer at Georgia Southern, there was none of them that really just set my heart on fire. So I defaulted to marketing. I was a marketing major, but I always thought that playing was the coolest thing ever. And I just started doing it. Started playing gigs, and then, like I said, when I was in college,
You just started in college and then all of a sudden just got the balls to go out on stage and play?
yeah, I played guitar through high school, and I would sit in playing guitar with some other folks, but I would never sing outside the shower, and I couldn't take the shower with me, obviously, so I just wasn't singing. But I finally did one night, broke out of my shell and did it, and then I was hooked on that. So when I started playing my own gigs, acoustic, I did that for about a year, and then I started playing some full band shows, and then kind of balanced both of those, the acoustic and full band. And it just started snowballing, and that's what I wanted to do, was play every weekend. And I don't know if there ever was a time that was like, this is going to be a job or this is going to be my career. I just kind of like, this is what I'm going to do, as a hobby, I guess. This is what I love to do.
It was your softball.
Yeah, I'm going to do it
regardless.
regardless. I'm going to do it regardless of what it turns into. It just so happened that things have kind of been working out lately, and I've worked really hard, and put a lot of effort into it, and that some things are working out. So, and it's turned into, I guess, my job, because this is all I do now. So,
no, I've heard about artists where they want to, try out being on stage just to say they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's kind of like the first thing that they want to say. I just want to go see if I like it or not. And then they get into it, they get a little bit of a motor, but it's when they play with a band that takes it to another level.
For
Is that
sure.
the same for you?
For sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and I love my band and love making music with them, and I love being on stage. That's when I absolutely love it. And I love having pressure on me to say, okay, I can't mess this lick up. I can't mess this guitar lick up, or I got to play the right solo here because everybody's watching. There's however many thousand people here. If I mess it up, they're going to know. And there's times that I do mess it. I do in fact mess it up. Sometimes pretty bad. But yeah, I love the pressure of being on stage.
Sometimes pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone messes up something. Everyone drops
We're
a
all
coffee
human,
cup.
man.
Everyone, doesn't see that the light turned red and you're supposed to that's.
Yeah. Not everybody can play like Marcus King. That guy doesn't mess up, I don't think. But
no, I think that's an incredible thing though for an artist to go, yeah, I messed up, and then it's getting out of that mess up.
Oh, there's been times, actually pretty recently, there's been times that I completely screw up the intro lick to a song, and I just say, we're going to do it again. Hang on. Sorry, we're going to do it one more time the right way. But yeah, I mean, who cares? Nobody's going home saying, that freaking Cole Goodwin guy, he messed up that guitar lick.
Well, and another thing about Cole Goodwin is if he's only doing it once every while as opposed to every other song.
Once a night.
Yeah,
there's one lick that gets me about every other night.
But I'm saying you just can't hit the brakes on every song every night. Like that's a problem. Where of course you're going to have some sort of thing that goes weird on stage. I mean, how did the bass player break a string? No one has ever seen one broken yet. Tonight is the night that we lose one.
That is something that I do think I'm good at. Enough stuff has gone wrong over the years that now when it does, I'm just kind of like, keep going.
Oh yeah.
Who cares? Yeah. Matter of fact, we played a show with my buddy Zach Top a couple months ago. It was a county fair somewhere, and my guitar player, we just got a brand new guitar player. It was his second weekend with us, fourth show with us, and perfect sound check. It was great. And we go out, the intro's running, and I'm side stage, and the band goes out, and he has no guitar signal at all. So thankfully, the first song in the set I played the first few on electric as well and play some lead stuff. And thankfully, I also knew all of his lead parts on the song. So we played the first 3 or 4 songs as a trio while they were trying to figure all that out going on. And I'm like, you just keep going. I mean, when the intro's over, you can't say, hang on a second, we got to figure this out,
And you make it like it's nothing's wrong.
That's right. Oh yeah.
It's just very odd that we have another guitarist here who isn't playing.
Right. Well, and I tried to like anytime I wasn't at the mic singing, instead of walking over that way, walk over to my bass player to the other side of the stage, try to keep all the attention on that side of the stage. But yeah, I mean, there's some stuff that's gone terribly wrong, and I think it's all about how you handle it. Everybody's a pro until stuff hits the fan. Then it's like, all right, who's gonna crack or who's gonna keep singing,
And I say too, it's not what if, it's when is it going to happen.
It's live music. I mean, we don't run any sort of tracks or anything, so it's when we mess up, by God, you're gonna know it. And there's times that we do. So
And Cole, for some of these festivals that you play, I know they're getting bigger and bigger. You've got some tremendous dates coming up in some areas that you've probably thought about playing one day in your life. Tortuga being one of them.
Absolutely. Yep. Bucket list one.
Sometimes you don't get a big sound check. Sometimes you
throw
have
and go,
a few minutes to race out on stage.
Yeah. A line check, throw and go, especially me. Cause I'm a big wedge guy. I love monitored wedges on stage. And that can get tricky. If you don't have somebody that really knows what they're doing running them, B, half a minute to kind of get them dialed in, so yeah, it can be tough. It can be stressful, but that's the fun in it.
I think that's what bars do though, too. Bars train you to be a little bit more chill.
Yeah.
Because you could be playing in a bar on a Friday night and
the whole system just shut down.
And most of the people there are there to cruise beers, have a slice of pizza, and watch whatever is on the TV behind the artist who's playing on that stage.
Got it right.
Those early days, how many times have you had those?
Man, there's one show actually that we played. I don't remember where this one was at, but it was in a bar, and there was a big college football game going on that night. I don't remember which one it was or what it was, but it was going on. So there's like the stage we were on. Place was slammed, but then there's a wall, like the ceiling, and then the wall goes up, like, I don't know, 40 yards in front of us. And on that wall, they had the ball game projected. So people in the back could see us and could see the game up above them or up above us. And about the time we were finishing our last song.
I know where this is going.
Yeah,
I've heard about artists having this
It was
happen.
like a huge, I don't remember what it was, a huge play, interception or something, game-changing play. And the place just went nuts. And I was like, oh my gosh, like these people, we got these people hooked. Like they're coming back next time. And
we can play that 3 times in a row.
I was informed that it was in fact the football game. So yeah, there's been a couple things like that. Or playing to 12 people that could care less if you're there or not. So but no, this year's felt pretty good. Felt like people, even people that came that weren't there for us or that didn't know who I was, seems like they left knowing. I hope so, at least. So
that's an amazing feeling, though, for an artist when there's people who don't know who you are, but you've impacted them in a positive way.
Well, everybody just wants to be heard. That the biggest compliment ever, I think, for me is just that somebody would take a half a second to listen. So yeah, I feel accomplished if I know that somebody listened.
And now you're at a spot where through Big Machine and music being put out there and that, people are recognizing your songs and singing them back.
Pretty crazy.
It's like, we're not playing Brown Eyed Girl.
Pretty crazy.
Right?
Yeah, it's wild. There's been a couple times where we'll just like not even say anything and just kick into a song like, guitar intro and everybody cheers. It's like, wow, they know that. I can't believe that. So that's a really cool feeling, a really crazy feeling.
Does Nashville feel more at home for you because mainly the band is around, the label's there, you're writing all the time, than maybe, Southern Georgia these days?
Not at all, honestly. Actually,
like
believe it
you're
or
a
not,
tourist?
my band, we all live within an hour of each other back in Georgia. So yeah, I don't live in Nashville. I still live in Southeast Georgia, and so does my band. Except for our tour manager, he lives in Atlanta. He's the farthest one. But yeah, so I'm up there when I need to be, and when I get 3 or 4 days off, I race home as quick as I can and spend time at the house in Pooler. So that's where I was all this past week. I deer hunted all week. So anytime I get a little bit of time, I'm back home. I try to unplug. And
is there any sort of like part of you that says, well, I need to be in Nashville more?
Not really. I get it all done. Now the few days that I'm there in a time are tough. You may as well not even try to call me or text me, but
because you're just meetings and sessions.
Yeah, I mean, get a
nonstop.
month's worth of stuff done in 3 days. But it's cool. I mean, I like it that way, and it always cracks me up. Not cracks me up, but it's an interesting thing. A lot of people move from the country to the big city to write about the country. At some point, you got to run out of stuff to write about. So I go home and get in the woods or, hang out with my buddies, hang out with my family, get in the ocean and pull inspiration from all that, all the stuff that I love doing, and then take that in my suitcase with me to the big city and write about it up there a lot. But then unplug from that. So yeah, I'm there to work, and not to say that I'm not plugged in the community up there, because I've got a lot of really, really great friends in Nashville that I make it a point to see them when I'm there and hang out with them. But I wouldn't call it home. I'd call it a second home, but I definitely wouldn't call it home right now.
It's probably good for both being in Nashville and both being in Georgia. Both are resets for one another.
Yeah, for sure.
You walk away from one and you get into a completely different mindset.
Exactly.
Maybe it helps you write. Maybe it's a lot easier to hunt in Southern Georgia than it is in downtown Nashville.
You'd be surprised, but yeah, to your point, yes. Yeah, I agree. When I'm home, I'm unplugging from the road and from Nashville, and when I'm in Nashville and on the road, I'm unplugging from home. So, but it also goes both ways. I tell people when I'm at home, I miss being on the road. and when I'm on the road or in Nashville, I'm itching to get home. So it's a really interesting thing that I've figured out this year. But I obviously love home and love being on the road, or I wouldn't do it. So
when you're hunting deer last week, are you in a blind and you're actually humming songs to yourself, a new medley about something?
No, not. It's not that picture perfect. A lot of times, there's some times where something will come across my brain while I'm sitting in the deer stand. But no, it's kind of, I think the most inspiring thing, or I pull most from just being able to unplug and being able to be quiet, and be in the woods and not think. I think I get a lot of ideas from not thinking constantly and being able to just kind of, turn it down a little bit.
A relaxed state.
Yeah, peel things back. And I think that's where a lot of it comes from, is just being able to take that time and rest, rest your brain. So yeah, it's funny how that works. I'm still learning. So
how much of the degree from university are you applying to your business today?
Some of it, the marketing thing, some of it, but not as much as I thought. There's definitely some supply chain management classes that I hadn't used yet, and I don't necessarily expect to use those, but yeah, I tap into a little bit of that. The little bit I paid attention to while I was there.
Right.
If I went to class, but
it's good to understand just what the label is talking about when they start mentioning, by the way, we've got a budget that's going to cost X, and you go, oh, I can wrap my head around that.
Yeah.
Because marketing isn't cheap.
No doubt. Everything's got to be marketed. So yeah, I do tap into that a little bit with certain things, but yeah, definitely not as much as my professors told me I would.
So are you more in demand for guest lists when you're in your hometown these days, and you have to push back and go, yes, thank you for coming to the first few shows. I really do appreciate it. But now everyone is costing me money.
Man, I'm in demand for guest lists of shows I'm not even a part of. People are like, "Oh, you're friends with so and so.
Play my wedding.
You think you can get me into this show?" I'm like, "I'm not even playing that show."
Yeah,
so
the brothers Osborne. I wouldn't mind having them.
There's a couple, but no, it's funny that there's some folks that I've noticed that I didn't talk to or didn't talk to me in high school or middle school, and all of a sudden they're texting me there's been a little bit of that. But
have you been asked to play anyone's wedding yet?
Oh yeah, I've played a couple of them.
You do it? Because I know some people who they get asked, they're like, negative.
It really depends. A lot of my really close friends have figured out that I would rather just be at the wedding without a guitar and be able to
not working,
unwind and
slam a few. I get it.
Yeah, get loosened up. But no, one of my best friends, I played the father-daughter dance in his wedding. I went to high school with both of them, bride and groom, and graduated together. And I played the father-daughter dance, or the song for that. Played it at their wedding. And I've done a couple others, but very selective.
I heard some people think that that's more pressure than taking the stage if you're just playing your tracks.
Yeah, for sure.
A little bit more focus. And this is the song that they want. Was it one of your songs, or was it
No, it was a different song, but thankfully it was a song that I was already familiar with, so I just kind of had to go back over it. Matter of fact, I didn't even run over it until I was about to get dressed on wedding day to be in the wedding as well. So
because you're that talented, what a humble guy.
But yeah, there's I'm selective with that kind of stuff. I'm not just necessarily doing it for any Joe Schmo, but and a lot of times really it's not even that I don't want to. It's just that we're busy, so busy now that I've had to miss weddings, weddings that I really wanted to be at, because I'm a wedding guy now. I like going I like being on a reception dance floor. Don't get me wrong, but
you got to work.
That's right. Yeah, there's been some stuff that I've learned this year that this is there's some sacrifice that comes with this too.
Everyone gets married Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Every country artist works Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
You darn right.
No one gets married on a Monday, and very few country artists play Monday.
Wednesday, There's I don't know if there is days off with this occupation, but there's always something going on, and not everybody understands that. So I'm sure a lot of people, especially this time of the year, now that we've kind of slowed down for the year, and I'm going to be resting and doing a lot of behind the scenes work. Everybody's probably like, that dang Cole, he don't do nothing.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable. They think that you just go out on tour and the songs naturally come and the business naturally comes. Meanwhile, you're paying a whole staff, and you're routing everything, and you're trying to figure out where you're going to be and talking with your manager every day about a festival that is you've never heard of before. But he says, no, it's going to be a real good
I know,
look.
man. Dylan McGraw, I can't stand that guy. Every time he calls me, I'm like, golly, I can mute my phone.
Hit him up right now.
No, I'm kidding. he's sitting in there. I'm cutting up. That's another thing that cracks me up. People, I hear these stories about, and Dylan, matter of fact, when we first started working together, after like the third day, he was like, you tired of me yet? I was like, no, dude, every time y'all call, it means something's going down. It's, there's work and we're busy. So that's all you want is to be busy, I think. That's the purpose of doing it. So, no, I get excited for it. And, it's what I signed up to do. By God, I want to do it. I want to be busy. So, yeah, it's great.
Well, thanks for being busy enough to do this with us today.
Man, thank you for taking the time. I appreciate you talking with me.
Follow Music Row on X at Music Row Country, on Instagram at Music Row Official. Music Row is produced by Shed of Dreams.